Deathmatch. Warm up.
They think themselves are equals? They are mistaken.
Fight.
I will not die today.
Alrighty, welcome everybody to week 2 of Red Bull Home Ground, the New Zealand qualifier for Valorant. It is going to be an absolute banger of a night, and I'm very happy to be bringing you 2 absolute star-studded matches starting from 8 PM. Of course, I'm Arashi. I'm here to bring you some good-ass New Zealand Valorant. And yeah, I guess to recap how things are going so far, you can hear a little bit of noise in the background maybe. We've just got the first team we're going to watch tonight having a bit of a death match. I'll tell you more about them soon. But yeah, last week we got to cover University of Waikato Esports taking on Team Cheyenne, and that did go in the favour of Team Cheyenne. We then also got to see what would have been a match between University of Waikato and another team, but that ended up resulting in a default victory, so we didn't get anything. But that's okay. Tonight, we should have 2 full matches for you to see, so I'm very excited about that. But, of course, I will be joined by my good friend Digsy K, which is going to be a great time. We're going to be streaming on both of our respective channels, so of course you can stay here on Flightless, or you can also go check out Digsy K's channel if you want to know about that. I'm going to post a link in the chat for you. So, twitch.tv/DigsyK. Make sure you check him and follow him. But yeah, first match we're going to see tonight, and it's going to be a banger. It's going to be Team Cheyenne coming back at it again to take on Team Naish. Both of these teams won both of their matches last week, so both are undefeated. One must fall, which is going to be great. Second match of the night is going to be Team HKCO and their opponent. We will have to find out after the first round is finished. So we don't know what team they're going to be playing against, but it will be Team HKCO that we will be seeing a little bit later on. Okay. So there's still a little bit more time before we actually get into the games here. Don't worry, you have not missed anything yet. We've got a little bit of gaming action happening in the background. You can't see it at the moment, but yeah, we've got that going on. What more can I tell you? If you're new to this stream, well, welcome, first of all. I'm really happy to have you here. I'm Arashi. I'm typically a fighting game player, and so normally I play Tekken. Normally I stream Tekken. And normally I'm running tournaments, so that's typically what I'm doing. But I'm here to check out Valorant as part of the New Zealand Esports Hyperfiber League. So big shout out, of course, to the sponsors, New Zealand Esports, for making this happen. We also had, of course, Red Bull. The name's in the game. Red Bull Homeground. Make sure you got one of these. It's going to be good for you. Also, big shout out to Aegon by AOC. If you want a new gaming monitor, you're in the market, check out Aegon. All your problems will be gone when it comes to gaming. Gotcha. And then also we have another sponsor that you can't see on the screen at the moment, but Logitech, also part of this event. So big shout outs to them. Now I am going to pull in Digsy K in just a moment, so I will let him know. And so you'll be able to hear him soon. You won't be able to see him, but he is also streaming at the same time. So, Digsy K is going to be doing some work with me.
Here we go.
Here we go. Digsy K, how's it
Hello,
going, man?
hello!
Happy to have you here.
Doing well, doing swell. Doing well, doing swell. What's
Well
the
and
Matucci?
No, I'm doing very well myself. I've been out and about, gone and walked my dogs. They're all happy, so now I'm here to watch some Valorant. And I am very excited about this first match.
Definitely. I am actually pretty, like, cozied up at the moment. I just woke up from, like, a decent-sized nap myself, and I was like,
really?
huh. I have like an hour left to just like get everything set up. Well, actually not even an hour left, like 30 minutes. But turns out pretty great. Turns out I actually work well under pressure.
I think sometimes the pressure makes you do even better than if you don't face that pressure. I know for myself, like this is just kind of perhaps not the best work ethic in the world, but I know growing up when I had assignments and things like that, I would kind of typically leave them to the last minute. And
One less.
I think that kind of sort of forced me to perform well. So maybe that can be to your benefit sometimes. I think, hey, if you need that sleep, make sure you take it, people. You've got to stay well rested, especially if you're competing in an esports event like the Red Bull Homeground. I hope these players have been, you know, getting in a little bit of sleep in between the gaming action. But, I mean, what do you think about this first match coming up here, Digsy K? I think you might know a little bit more about these teams than I would, but of course we have Team Cheyenne coming back at it again, and Team Nyash will be their opponent.
Team Cheyenne, indeed. We are actually familiar with this team. It is the
10
same
kills
team where
remaining.
you actually blink and you'll miss all the action. It was like over in one round when I was mid sneeze, literally. Um, on the roster we have Team Cheyenne, and for Team Cheyenne we have Cheyenne. Of course, we also have Allen, and we also have Sakura. We also have Atlas, who is actually the MVP on the last game that we covered. And last but not the least, we have Q. Ever since then, since our interaction with these last since
Kills
the last
remaining.
week, these guys have been grinding their accounts, and a lot of, and I believe there was actually a couple of like rank ups, if I am not mistaken. A lot of them have been like climbing from their recent rank because every the game of Valorant already has like a rank reset by the time we covered them last week, and we did have some like rank ups now. So a lot of people have been grinding the game
Man, they still been grinding.
ever since last week. Yep, a lot of them been grinding since last week, and I'm not gonna be surprised if we're gonna
One
be
kill remaining.
seeing a lot more improvements in their play this time around. Over on the next side, though, we're gonna have Team Niche. Um,
1
of
minute
course,
remaining.
it's being led by
30 seconds left.
Niche.
10
He
seconds
will be
left.
under the tag name Korean Woman
Hot
27.
Korean Woman 27. Okay.
We gotta love
That is
those.
a tag.
For those K-pop fans out there. On his side, he's gonna be assisted by Twix. Remy the Rat, we're gonna be calling him as Remy. If at this point we'll have Force, and we're gonna be having Sube to wrap it all up. Same here around the um side in terms of ranks. We are currently seeing a good mix of ascendant players. Twix, on the other hand, is currently showing that he's currently still unranked. Probably has to be doing his placements. Haven't completed his placements yet.
Hmm.
So he's about to have his rank pretty soon, but he's sitting alongside the Ascendant 3 from last deck as well. So in terms of rank, Team Cheyenne is going to be currently leading this one with Immortals around across the board. But in the game of Valorant, we are certainly sure that we are rooting for underdogs as well.
You know, you always love to see that underdog story. I know it was the same sort of situation we had last week. Well, at least I came into things thinking Team Cheyenne might be the underdog. Turns out they were absolutely not. They kind of smashed it in that first match. So this is going to be really, you know, really interesting to see. Of course, because we have had the experience watching Team Cheyenne for that one game. We'll be able to see them again. Especially good to know they've been doing their work, putting in the hours, and they will hopefully be able to take what's theirs here in this next match. But Team Nyash, I don't know if it was Team Niche or Team Nyash. Maybe I'm wrong, but either
We'll,
way, the
we'll,
Hot Korean Woman
we can go with
27 team
niche.
is going to be a bit of a banger, I am sure. But of course, both these teams are undefeated, and that means one must fall here in this set. So that is always exciting to watch. You know, one of these teams is going to have to take their first L here.
It's gonna be nerve-wracking in that case. I've been a couple of tournaments myself. It's always nerve-wracking to actually keep that winning streak going, and it's gonna be a hard one for these two teams. You keep winning, you're gonna keep getting scouted. But on the other end, it doesn't really matter if you just take one L. It gets that jitters off your shoulders. It gets a whole weight off of your shoulders as well. If that happens to you, so either or, but you've gotta if you want to be on top, you gotta stay on top.
You gotta stay on top. And I think one thing here is that, of course, one team must fall, but one team must continue to reign supreme. If you win this game, you are 3-0 in this division right now, which is going to do wonders for your confidence, I can imagine. So, whichever team is going to take it out, they are definitely going to be the team that you want to keep watching throughout the rest of this event, I'm sure. But, hey, it is 8 o'clock now, people. The match is almost ready to begin. We are just doing that little bit of admin work in the background right now, sorting out which players are going to be on each team, making sure that the players that have registered are the same players that we're going to see when it comes to the actual match. But this is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Of course, people, if you're watching the Flightless stream right now, a big welcome to Digsy K, who is also streaming on his channel. He is someone
Yes,
who
sir.
knows a lot about Valorant, much more than I do, and so he is going to definitely help carry me throughout this next match. But nonetheless, I will try and make things just as hype for the people that are watching at home. If you're watching Digsy K stream, well, hello, my name's Arashi, and I'm very excited to be part of this very first match for week 2 of Red Bull Homeground.
Perfect timing as well because we are now currently in the picks and bans for the maps. We are already seeing a map taken out, which is
Sunset.
Sunset already taken out. They're leaving Haven, Bind, Ascend, Icebox, Lotus, and Abyss. Team Niche gonna be good for this map bans here and decided to ban Abyss, which is a lot more logical at this point because Abyss, as same as last week, as I said, they were Abyss is currently a new map. A new map into the roster
Mm.
means a whole lot of like uncertainties. You don't know where else to go yet due to unfamiliarity. So very wise to take that out of the board. And team and Lotus and Ascent was also banned as well. Now Team Cheyenne going for the ban, leaving Haven, Bind, and Icebox behind. I wonder what they're gonna be taken out here.
Uh,
Um,
mm.
by in a lot of like familiarity, these are the three maps that Team Cheyenne is very familiar with. No matter what is gonna get banned here, they are gonna be having that familiarity on their side. Icebox being I believe one of the maps that was presented um earlier in Valorant's tenure when the game was released, so I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised. Haven and Bind as well are the two maps that came out on launch as well. So a lot of strats gonna be um gonna be taken towards these two maps here if these maps go through. Team Cheyenne having 3 minutes and 29
They're
seconds.
definitely thinking
I
hard about their
have
decision here.
Yeah, they do really do. In terms of the team compositions that they had last week, if they're gonna go for a double duelist comp again, probably a small map like Icebox would do them some good. Bind would also do them some good as well. Haven is a three-site map. A whole lot of like rotations gonna be going towards that, and it's gonna be depending on who they pick in terms of their agents here. Gonna be
I
a really
guess,
tough
like,
one here.
regardless of the agent, in your case, Digsy K, which map do you think you would like to see? Because now we're only down to 2: Bind and Icebox.
Bind and Icebox is already here present for the board. Haven taken out. I would have been thinking, in terms of composition there, I would have probably go for someone like a Neon because that agent can go from like one place to another, far too quickly,
Hmm.
instead of your usual knife run. But Haven's taken out, which leaves us Bind and Icebox. Icebox is a much more smaller map compared to Bind. A lot more corners that you're gonna need to check.
So we're going to see a lot more
Um,
of that close quarters combat if that's the case.
a lot more close quarter combat towards that case. Bind is also a lot of site jumping per se because of the teleporters that are present within this map as well. The gimmick of this bind in particular is in some corners of the map. There'll be one side that has a teleporter that can bring you straight away to the entrance of another site. Um, gonna be gonna be a whole lot more versatile
Hmm.
if you're going to be playing um, very mind based mind games per se. If
That makes
if
sense. Yeah.
the yeah if Team Niche is scared of the mind games tactics that Bind is going to be presenting, I would be taking out that map. But they
Well, that's
are
where we're going. We're going to
not
bind,
afraid
people.
of that. We are exactly going to bind Team Cheyenne and Team Niche all set for bind.
Let's go. Okay, so of course, Dixie K telling us about those teleporters that could come into play when it comes to bind. I think that is going to be something very interesting to see. This is a map that we didn't get to see last week, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm of course very excited to see some new terrain, and definitely excited to see a new team that we haven't seen before, especially one that's undefeated. We know that of course these two teams are going to be very strong, and let me just tell them in the chat that we are ready. So
Ready, ready.
we are ready to go. Bind, let's get into this, people. Team Cheyenne versus Team Nice. Both of these teams currently undefeated here when it comes to week 2 of Red Bull Homeground. This is the first match. One will reign supreme, one must fall. Now we're now choosing our agents.
Team Cheyenne on the defender side and attacker side will be Team Niche. Who are you excited to see in this particular game, Ashir? Arashi.
Well, I
Wow.
mean, I was hoping to see maybe an agent that I'm familiar with from last week, but it looks like we've actually got quite a different sort of composition when it comes to this one. I do see Viper there coming out from both teams by the looks of things, which I told you before. Viper is a character that definitely interests me. So let's see how this one goes. We're actually seeing a couple more switches, but it looks like Team Cheyenne are fully ready to roll, or in fact, Team Nyash are the ones that are ready to roll. They're all locked in. Team Cheyenne still deciding who they want to go with, but I do see the Viper. And what's that guy's name with all the little animals and stuff? I can see Truck Coon is playing him.
That would be Gecko.
Gecko.
Cheyenne and Truck Kun almost going for the same comp there. If you actually notice for a little bit, it almost like the both teams were actually going to go for that same comp, but they opted for a different route instead, which is going to be interesting. We're going to have a good amount of variety of agents. You're going to be learning a lot in this one
Yes,
as
we love
well.
it. We love it.
our, our boy Atlas gonna be going for that raise, and he looks like he's gonna be going up against Twix, who's
The
also in
Rays
that
mirror match.
raise mirror match as well. So, what do you think?
Pretty cool lineups we got going on here. Of course, some agents that I haven't seen in action before, which I'm definitely excited about. But, of course, a new map and one that has got teleporters as well. I think this is going to be crazy. Let's get into this though, people. Round 1 is about to begin. We do have, of course, Team Cheyenne there on the defensive side and Team Nice on the attacker side of things. So, we're just going to get into this. I need to obviously move around the map and choose some different people to spectate. If you want to see a different point of view, definitely go have a look at Dixie K's stream. But we're, of course, looking at the exact same match. Just going to be doing things a little bit differently. But let's get this going. First round, we're in the bye phase. How are these teams
Attacker
going to
side,
start?
attacker side looking poised to be sack around the B side here, which is gonna be tricky because there's only two poised around for the defender side here. I wonder how they are gonna be going. If we look at A side as well for 4C, he's going to be going up against three people on that side there. It looks like it's going to be around here. A lot of action, a lot of stalling
Blinded.
in these earlier rounds. But if we look, we're going to be having some action pretty soon. A lot of Sakura. Gonna have
Oh, Sakura takes him
someone.
out.
Takes out the Cypher. Sakura also see Twix on that raise there. I'm just gonna put some audio on my end real quick.
So
there
Kyo
we
tries
go.
to take him out.
Spike down. B.
Just reminded me I need to turn my audio up too, but damn, this is a pretty explosive pistol round.
Already two on the attacker
One
side
enemy
going
remaining.
away. Twix goes down.
It's only
And
Sube
here
left.
we are. This is what we're talking about. Brimstone taking that teleporter.
Spike planted.
A good shortcut towards A side, but he is gonna be up against a 1v5.
Oh my
This
goodness,
guy
Sube takes him
gets
out of there.
Viper. Good job for Sube.
Range
He
spots
sees Atlas.
Oh my goodness, he could not make it out of the smoke.
Ooh, that was so close out there. Getting a chunk out of Atlas, but Sube in the end falls down to the defender's side. Good job for Team Cheyenne. 1-0.
Team Cheyenne, hey, they started last week, their first match that, if we remember, University of Waikato managed to take things out. But looks like Team Cheyenne are going to be the ones to kick things off with a bit of firepower. Nice to see them take out the first round, but let's see what adaptations the Team Naish can make here in round number 2. We have a pretty
Looks
strong
like they're
player
all
when it comes
poised to go
Sube.
to. Looks like they're all poised to go towards A side this time. We're about to see if that would be the case here, or they're going to be about some good old fake outs in there. It's going to be technically difficult here. They are poised to run into 3 people who is like poised on the A side. Bit quiet now.
But they got the whole gang coming with them.
current-
I see Sube leading the charge.
Since everyone's
do
sorting
here.
out Bath, once these smokes goes in, it's time for go time. Smokes go down
Cheyenne
for the
knows they're in
defender's
there.
side.
Go.
Technical, grabbing it in
Battle
there.
again. Oh my
Kill
goodness, that's
takes
2
out
down.
Sube.
Holy damn!
Player standing.
There's only 1 left.
Just like
that.
that, Truck-kun is gone.
That was
2-0
amazing.
for the defender's side. Team Cheyenne rocking it.
That was like,
A whole
what can I even say? It was 1 player wandered in there. I think it was Atlas to start firing off some shots, and then it was kind of all over. 4 went down quicker than I could finish my sentence.
Viper got detected off A side short over there, and it was safe to say that everyone in Team Cheyenne's team rotated and put down the smoke already. Let's see if there'll be something different for this round here.
Something's happening
Forse.
from Remy the Rat, I believe, but I also see Kyo can see some shots coming through from the other team. Force has taken out Atlas. Ooh, my
Good
goodness,
shot
what's gonna
there.
happen here?
Good like
Kyo
wall
versus Force,
spray,
he's
but
down!
I see Q. Q's down. Viper's still going ham for this one, while in the meantime, Remy the Rat and the others are going for that go B site. If they know that Brim is the only person there, they might have to go to the route for the rotate here, which they are doing currently.
A much
Toxin's
stronger
going
round
up.
from Team Naish, I must say. But as I say that, Sakura takes out Remy the Rat.
Piss off. Hawk out.
Guy also takes out Truck-kun. It's gonna be a 3v3 here.
Planted.
Plant is going down. Gonna make
See.
some noise here.
And on Tokyo
Viper
and
might be
Sakura
able to get
coming
some action with
around
this Brimstone here.
the top side.
Have to
Cheyenne's kind of
see.
on his own.
On his own here. He's waiting for the pinch here from Sakura and Sky.
1 enemy remaining.
Sakura goes down, and Cheyenne goes down as well. Defender side is just Anon.
Just gonna wander around
Just
that smoke
alone
into
here.
a world of hurt. If they're not careful. Oh my
And in
goodness.
the end, Twix gets Anon. What a round. Attacker side reeling it back in. Good job, but team nice.
I think they stayed patient there. They kind of had Team Cheyenne in a compromised position where 1 player was left on his own, the other 2 had to rotate around the top side, and Team Naish were well prepared for the way that they tried to initiate there, so that was quite cool to see. But of course, that's only
was
1 round.
a lot more. That was a lot more slower from
Yeah.
the attacker side.
And that seems to be working.
And now it
for
looks
them.
like it looks like it's gonna be something different here now. This time it's like 4 people stacked on the B side, 4 Team Cheyenne on the defender's side. Another action's gonna be coming in here.
Got it.
Atlas.
Atlas
and
down!
Truck-kun. A lot of action going here for B long.
And on
Two
Tokyo,
going down from the
off.
attacker's side.
Popping off right now.
Now it's just Remy taking around Fountains. He'll be detected by the Sky Flash over there. Now it's just these three attackers left. Sakura almost having that position there. That timing. Ooh, that timing. If you just turn around, you'll be able to see them. Oh, it's so close. Oh, this is a male biter right here. Sakura has the upper hand here.
Oh, headshot!
He's Forcey!
That was pretty wild. Good reaction time coming out from Sakura.
Reyna on the defender's side.
Another one!
And one again, and Remy the Rat.
30 seconds
That
left.
leaves one unbathed.
DJ Khalid.
That's just that Brimstone over there. Sube, just the lone one remaining. 1v4.
Yeah, I can see
everyone else.
They're not going to approach. They're just going to sit this one out. Hopefully, they'll be able to survive leading into the next round. Save a bit of that money. 10 seconds left. The other team are kind of just wandering around, basking in glory, having definitely sealed the deal for a third round point.
Sky might be able to get here a bit soon. Nope, not really. Oh, so close there.
Here we are, round 5.
Sube gets to live that round. What a good way to save his gun. And now we're looking at our scoreboard. Sakura leading that team 5-1. What a good positioning over there. Gets his headshots on.
Very strong player. And they're able to do things solo. Of course, the Viper pick certainly working out so far for Sakura.
Yeah, Team Cheyenne really working that spot there. Now, it looks like it's going to be a 4. Run in for B site. Hookah gonna be a war zone here.
Big battle by B.
Right here.
At least they now know. 2 Vipers on that A side, but still, they know that Fountain is clear.
Rotating around, somebody's trying to shoot at them.
Fountain is clear. Someone's gonna. Twix. Atlas going ham on Truck-kun. They know where they are now. Hookah, gonna be a war zone here. Everyone landed and everyone dropped. Team Cheyenne demolishing everyone as they go down.
Looked like it
4-1.
Not even enough to make them break a sweat. Team Cheyenne absolutely popping off currently here. Heading into round number 6. They are 4 rounds up. Team Nish only having 1 currently. And, you know, we can see some confident play coming out from Team Cheyenne. They're willing to sort of rotate their positioning even when there were a bunch of attackers kind of around the location they wanted to be at. That B side was looking a little bit scary, but now we're going to swap over to A and see if the strategy is any different. Oh, so far not really. Sakura takes out Remy the Rat.
Q on that spot. About to see Sube and Twix here. If they're a bit good on their timing, a lot of people stuck a bath at the moment. But Truck-kun still has that spike, still having that jiggle peeking action going, hoping to catch someone out. But defender side not giving an inch, not pushing around here.
So far, yeah, relatively inactive from both teams. They're kind of just trying to hold their position. But Truck-kun takes out Q just like that! Okay.
What a shot from Truck-kun. Twix getting tagged there. They're gonna have to pop out.
Give it a go.
Giving it a crack.
Hold on though.
Making some noise up at A.
Cheyenne takes him out.
Now. Force getting taken out by Force taking out Cheyenne there around that B site. 30 seconds left. They're gonna have to commit a site here.
Yeah, the attack is actually currently with more of a head count. But let's see what happens. And
Force
Tokyo is in a very scary spot.
Force using his ultimate there in that Viper spit. Gonna make this game murky for the other team here. Truck-kun gets
Oh!
Atlas,
Hold on a
Atlas
moment.
using the ult for Truck-kun there. Sky and Raze in a tricky spot. It's a 2v2.
Yeah, you gotta do something about that bomb.
One enemy
Do something
remaining.
about that bomb.
And in the end, Sube falls down to Atlas. Atlas getting at 3k there, 5-3-2 to wrap up his stats. What a round.
Nice work from Team Cheyenne, remaining composed, and they were able to defuse the bomb, taking out another round. So currently 5-1 to the favor of Team Cheyenne. That was looking kind of like, at least from my perspective, I was thinking Team Nice had that one, but yeah,
They
kind of
they had the upper hand there, but they decided to go for a rotate and not fully like taking that corners, like picking their battles there. They had a good positioning for Viper's Pit, but as soon as
A
Atlas
short's gonna
got
be very
going,
explosive right now, though. Ooh.
Remy the Rat jumping in.
Stealing sight.
Doesn't take anyone with that Gecko ultimate.
You want more?
It's gonna be a util shower here. Looks like everyone wants to go in this war zone. A main is gonna be the battlefield. Twix takes out kill with the Reyna ult. Remy the Rat getting information on where the rest of the team are from Team Cheyenne. They decided to go for the bind teleporter and going straight for that
Spotted.
B-side plant. But
we're
is
swapping
Cheyenne gonna
sides
be
right
enough
now.
to stop them? Using the ult and the molly by Cheyenne. Oh, Gecko ult misses there. Cheyenne safe and sound,
Spike planted.
but the attacker side gets the plant down. Defenders getting all the information that they can get, but
Oh my goodness.
Remy!
One enemy remaining.
Oh!
Player standing.
And on Tokyo versus
Tokyo.
Twix, who's gonna take it? Twix backs off. The defuse
Getting that tap
is
on the
coming through, though.
diffuser.
Gotta stop him quick.
Halfway.
Couldn't do
Rose,
it!
Don't fake!
Oh no.
Twix got him in the end, but it was too late that time. Woo!
Well
And
played,
that's how you
you know.
defuse, baby.
I think well worth it to be able to take out the round. You die afterwards, it's all good. You still got the dub. Very, very smart stuff there from Team Cheyenne, taking another round. 6-1 so far. 2 undefeated teams, but so far it's looking like Team Cheyenne are going to be the one to continue the streak. Let's hope that I didn't just curse them with that comment.
Anon really popping off there, clutching everything for that round. What a way to defend a site.
B-side is where the action
Kill.
is right now. We have Force taking
Kyo
a...
accidentally getting shot
play.
and accidentally takes the teleporter. Now it's 3 people defending B site here. Fountain is gonna be locked in by the attacker side. Atlas getting to back off, but it
B-side.
looks like he's gonna
Force is
have
taking damage. Oh!
Tokyo
Spike down.
gets
B.
Truck-kun. Atlas has the shot and finds Force.
Don't even
Maybe
dare
the
come over
rat
the B side
is
right
just-
now.
Sube gonna have to retrieve that spike somehow. Sube kills
Can't do
down
it.
from
Can't do it.
Atlas. Getting it there in the end. It's gonna be Twix and Remy the Rat.
Trying to
Gonna
play the
have
range
to
game, not
save
working out
this
so far
round.
for Twix though. And on Tokyo, still confident enough to regain the approach. It's all up to Remy the Rat right now. Flawless victory.
Got there in the end. Another 3k from Atlas. Looks like he's starting to get his previous form from last week. You love to see that. This
Love to see it.
combo between Atlas and Tokyo. What a way this initiator duelist combo is actually working well for them, especially on that one site.
And I feel like, you know, the approach has been pretty aggressive when it comes to Team Cheyenne. Team Nice are trying to hold certain positions, but they just haven't quite been able to do so. The power of Team Cheyenne has just been absolutely overwhelming, with players like Anon Tokyo currently sitting at 11 and 3. First one to make it to double digits.
Kyo's gonna see Twix and gets his head in the end. Atlas backing him up there. It looks like there's gonna be another action here for Sakura on the close range weapon.
Ooh,
But Kyo gets two of them.
Down A. One enemy
Taking
remaining.
him out,
Remy the
one
Rat
more.
going down as well. Whoa, Sakura. Was that an ace there?
Almost.
Oh, almost an ace.
Kyo died at the very end, but yeah. 8 and 1 right now for the side of Team Cheyenne.
The defenders, Team Cheyenne on the defender side here is actually going well on brand here. Very aggressive even as a defender. It looks like the attacker side by Team Nice will actually start to go towards B. This is where they're targeting currently, but we'll see if it goes well for them. A lot of the hookah entrance
Trying to hold position, but
there.
it's taken out by Remy the Rat.
Sakura. Another one here. Tokyo in danger here. Gonna go for... There's gonna be 3 of them charging in for Tokyo there.
Scary stuff.
But Remy the Rat sees Tokyo in the end.
3 apiece
My ultimate is ready.
for Remy
I
the
believe
Rat,
this
and
is
his
the
ultimate
round.
is
This is the
ready.
round for them. Truck-kun goes for the plant. It's now up to Q. It is now up to Atlas. Will they take form here?
That's all that's left. But Remy the Rat gets caught in the crossfire. His edge of his body was just hanging out there. So now a very
down.
aggressive approach from Team Cheyenne. That bomb is in play though. Gotta do something about it.
Oh, turn around, Q! Oh, Truck-kun gets him in the end. Now up to Atlas. He sees one.
Can't catch him just
Atlas
yet.
taking that shot.
2v1. Oh! Team Nice back
that
on
is
the
that
board.
round. That is that round that Team Nice needed.
Very nice round for Team Nice. 8 and 2 currently, but I feel like that was a pretty confident one right from the get-go. Remy the Rat was able to take out one of the star performers on the side of Team Cheyenne. So I think that might be something they need to keep in mind. It was like as soon as one of the big heavy hitters went down, the whole round started to fall apart. So if you can sort of take out some of the heads of Team Cheyenne early, that is going to be the way to go. So they've got to go aggressive at first and then maybe change the approach later on. However, Atlas takes out
like
2 of them just like that. Damn.
Oh, now it turns to a 3v3. Good trades going on here. But it looks like it's going to be another A-site rush here.
Everyone hiding.
Remy the Rat using his ult. Cheyenne getting taken down by Truck-kun. It's now an A-side push here.
Rushing up to the
It's
top
now
of
going to
A.
be up to Tokyo
They know he's coming.
and up to Sakura.
And on Tokyo's in a
Tokyo
very
has
scary
the
spot.
shot
Player
here.
standing.
He is down.
Remy the
Sakura,
Rat.
last one left.
Oh, Sakura gets hit in the end there by the util. They now know where she is. Or he is.
A really, really bad spot. Really bad spot to be in, I think, if you're Team Cheyenne. But hey, I mean, you do have a 6-round lead right now, so you know, maybe it's
Oh,
kind
Sakura,
of
get
okay.
it.
Yeah, however, yeah, just headshot.
Oh,
8
so
and
close
3 now.
there.
Last
Woo,
round in the
8-3.
half.
What a round. Now, like, Team Nice starting to, like, pick up everything that they've lost. Hopefully it's not too grim for them in the end, because they're gonna be swapping to the defender side after this round.
Yeah, they're starting to make the comeback, but perhaps it may be a little too late in this side of the match. We're going to be swapping sides soon, and the strategy is going to have to change. So we, you know, could be hoping that it's in their favor. Otherwise, Team Cheyenne could be ending this within the next few minutes.
Sky getting all that information.
There.
They know it's gonna be a B-side push.
Yeah,
Gecko Ultimate getting out of there.
B-Long is the place to be right now. However, we're heading into a firefight on the B side.
Everyone's some B-side teleporter here.
The entire team.
Toxin screen down.
Force, however, making a
Force,
little bit of a secret move.
Oh, he almost got Viper there in the end with in the form of Sakura. Sakura has that good sight though. Forza making sure everything's clear in the end. Maybe a safe side rotate most likely will be the case here. Forza doing a bit of Metal Gear Solid recon here.
We got that recon going on there on a solo mission.
Toxin
So far, kind of
Two.
no threat from anybody though. But we see the two players on the A side. We got Anon Tokyo. We got Atlas. Kind of, you know, just trying to hold their ground, but haven't really done too much
Teleporter.
so far. However,
30 seconds
Atlas.
Atlas
Spike down A.
getting that shot.
Somebody's in
They know
there.
where he's coming from.
One enemy
Sube
remaining.
taking the
You
spike.
cannot run. You cannot hide. Team Cheyenne is going to take you down. It's only Sube left. With 13 seconds, I think this is going to
Sky
be
Ultimate
a
getting
very
there.
Seconds left.
dire situation.
Flawless.
He's down.
Oh, Atlas taking that last one to wrap up this side.
Side.
And it's now a switch.
You win. Flawless victory. Beautiful.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
MK1 reference. Let's go.
Yep. Mortal Kombat for you. We are definitely having a bit of Mortal Kombat going on right now. 9 and 3 to the side of Team Cheyenne, but we are now swapping sides. We're just having a little bit of a pause so that both players can have a breather. Maybe scull back a bit of a Red Bull and make sure that they got the right settings on their Aegon monitors. Big shout out, of course, to those sponsors. But yes, just a little bit of a pause before we head into half 2 when it comes to game 1. Team Cheyenne currently 9 and 3 over Team Nice. Both of these players came into this having not lost a match, but Team Cheyenne are moments away from extending their lead to 3 and 0 here in this tournament. So this could be
What a way
pretty
to
exciting.
Atlas in the end going into his previous form from last week. Not bad for Sakura as well. Very well executed flanks there going towards that side. In terms of that Viper, very good uses of util when they managed to get a successful flank. It really worked well for their team as well.
Absolutely. I think, you know, you are doing obviously a really good job at commenting on the way that they're actually using their abilities and their utility here. I'm kind of looking at the way that the players are positioning themselves across the map and kind of making calls based on that. But yeah, you got to keep in mind that, of course, in Valorant, the different sort of abilities and equipment that the agents are using can really turn the tides no matter where you are on the map. So, very good to point out.
As you can see in some of the previous rounds as well, you'll be able to notice. Sorry, just one sec. There we go. Screen glitched a bit there. In one of the rounds that you see like a bird and just exploding into like a good old flash, that is one of Sky's abilities. So pretty much like one of her abilities is she sends out a bird that she can control. And once it detonates, it'll just give you an indicator of where someone is in that site. If you blinded someone, it'll give that indicator, which is what happened on that last round there. Even though it's just everyone in that site, it's just like 5. It doesn't really say, but even if it's just one person on that particular side of that fountain, an indicator is an indicator, and you can just play around that information.
Very, very good to know. And I think, of course, when you have players of this caliber, the way that they're going to use those abilities could be like something you have never seen before. We might see, you know, maybe players at a lower rank use, you know, those abilities in different ways. But here we have absolute masters of their craft, and you can, see some absolutely wild stuff going on. I think while we've got this pause here, I could also stop to say how the other matches are going so far. We actually do have a couple of results that have come through. We did have 2 bye victories. Team Jacob JG and Team Shenanigan Shoot managing to get defaults for their round 1. But Boosted have fallen to Team Vissla, 13 and 2. So,
Ooh,
big match there.
another swoop. Wow.
An absolute swoop. But hey, let's get this match going again. We are back in business.
Starting to get into form here. We're going to see how Team Cheyenne goes for an attack here. B long. Starting to take fruition here. They got B long. They have same sights here. Forza is going to about to...
Got the spike.
Yeah,
almost got
to
to Team...
caught off guard. Sort of bringing them down towards his position. And rotating back around.
If Cheyenne gets a good rotate here, he'll be able to
Launching smoke.
recoup with his team here. B side is actually so free.
So free. We've got Remy the Rat trying to cover that sort of small area between the two locations where the teleporter is. But the spike has been planted, so now we're forcing movement here.
Forza's gonna have to go in here. They know the teleporter is free here. Sube leading the charge on that flank. But if you see, Sakura has the upper hand here. They might be able to get a flank here. Gets one on Sube.
Now this is where everything's going on.
Oh!
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Atlas getting one. Whoa, Sakura. What a flank there. Managed to get everyone on guard.
Absolutely beautiful play. Great start for the attacker side when it comes to Team Cheyenne. Now extending their lead to 10-3 here. And looking at that scoreboard, 15-6 for both Atlas and Sakura. The two stars of the show when it comes to this match so far.
Yeah, and Sakura with that godly flank. What a movement there. Managed to get 3 from the defender side there before Atlas going in for the clean sweep.
It's the A cubby. That's where you want to be right now. At least for Team Nice, that must be the memo. Go over there and see what you can do with it. They're going as a whole 5 to take on Cheyenne, who's been taken out from behind. Uh-oh.
Oh, they got spiked too.
Covering that position. The attackers, it's going to be a little bit tough for Team Cheyenne.
Kyo has a good position here. If they take it off guard, if the attacker sides just hold on a bit longer, they might be able to get the spike here. Ooh, but Atlas
does not care.
Going in for kills here. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, Kyo gets it in the end.
It started off so good for Team Nice, but then kind of all fell apart.
Kyo was able to go for the flank there. Kyo was able to go in for the flank, and Atlas was able to hold their ground there. It was such a chaotic round, but defender side had good ideas there, but they get caught out in the end. This is what happens when you don't watch your backs, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, having a good idea is one thing, but being able to execute on it is another. And I think so far, well, when you are moments away from defeat, you need to start executing on those ideas much faster. And you have to also try and do that without panicking, which is going to be a bit of a problem.
11-3 here. Team Nice needs a win here to get the game going and save this round and save the game potentially.
Sakura backing off. Trunkun almost had him with the gecko, but Sakura is down. Remy the Rat. Well played.
Sube have the good spots here.
That's 2 down.
Atlas gets Sube. Ooh, it's gonna be a tricky one here.
Spotted.
Twix. Twix going down to Atlas again.
No escape.
This is now Trunkun and Remy the Rat remaining. Remy the Rat, the last man standing here. Ooh.
Nothing he could do.
Once everyone knows that he was in hookah, that was the last one for them as well. Now it's match point on the side of Team Cheyenne.
This could be it here, people. 12-3. Clearly the attacker side is the place that they've wanted to be from the very beginning because they are doing this very, very well. Team Nice going to need a miracle to bring this back. Of course, 1 point away from defeat. Anything can happen, though, here in Red Bull home ground. So don't turn the stream off just yet because it is not over.
Atlas going in here. Q going for that blind. Atlas with the grenade.
Kyo leading the charge.
Atlas going for that rocket. Who will he find? He doesn't find because Sube gets it.
Sube's got it. We got the plant coming in though from Cheyenne.
Sube gets Sakura in the end. A good smoke spray happening all around there.
The Rat's down, and on Tokyo doing it.
Last player standing.
Oh no, it's just and on
Enemy
Tokyo.
remaining. Woo!
Slightly
Team Nice.
too greedy. Yeah, Team Nice stay alive. One more point on the board.
Oh. 12-4, Team Nice. Getting that momentum there. Oh, Team Cheyenne got the momentum broken with that round, but still doesn't change the fact that they're one round away for the win. Team Nice gonna have to grit their teeth here.
Kind of seems like it got a little bit sloppy there. Maybe they're thinking, hey, you know, we're only 1 point away from winning. Now it's all good. We can kind of experiment a little bit here. But hey, you know, don't play with your food. Don't play with your food. Just eat it. Get it done. Let's see what happens here. Can Team Nyash regain momentum and potentially bring this all the way up to an even match, or will Team Cheyenne close it out right now here in round 17?
Smoke's going down for Team Cheyenne here almost. Grenade popping up for Atlas here. Getting lamps clear.
Closed.
Will it be clear here?
Trying to lock him down right now.
Remy the Rat has the position here. Finds Remy the Rat. Q finds
He does not! Okay, Truckcoon. Going ham, takes out Kyo.
Teleporter being taken here. Little did they know, Forza is waiting behind them.
Nicely
He gets
done.
Atlas.
Takes out Atlas.
One enemy remaining.
Gets Cheyenne in
Attempted
the
the 1v1.
end. 2v1 here.
2v1 and on
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Only one left. Walking into a bad spot.
And a flying Truckcoon here.
Waiting for him. Beautiful
Oh,
performance.
in the end, Truckcoon gets Tokyo.
That's right, you tell him.
Woo.
Team Nyash.
What a round.
Back in business.
Oh, what a momentum shift there. Team Nice.
What did I say,
Wow.
people? It's not over yet. It is not over yet. We are now heading into round 18. Team Nyash potentially on the verge of a comeback. But let's see how the approach changes. We have a little bit more of a spread out team when it comes to the attackers right now. We have 2 players down on the B side of the map, 2 players in the middle, and we have Sakura kind of wandering around trying to gather a little bit of information to keep himself safe.
And on Tokyo, going for that scout dog there. Finds Remy the Rat. Trying to clear everything towards that side. Brimstone ult being used there. Picking no one yet. Remy the Rat.
And Nurse Forza takes him out. Boom, headshot.
Atlas clearing every site here. Bit of a fake.
Yep,
But
whole
now
team
plants starting.
Planted.
This is
goes
where the
the
game
bomb.
starts now.
Forcing
Atlas in
an
a good
aggressive
spot
play.
here. Atlas gonna be in a good spot here. He has good view. But Gecko ult will not find anything here. Oh, just Atlas in a good position here. He finds where they are. Elbow. It's gonna be cleared and contested here.
There goes the bomb.
Q finds
Uh-oh.
Truckcoon. Twix cups. Q. What a trade.
Remy the Rat takes out
Oh.
Atlas just like that. Great positioning. And on Tokyo though.
I've got your trail.
Sube the only one left, but could not get it done.
Attackers win.
Big GG's, that is going to be it, people. 13-5 to the side of Team Cheyenne, remaining undefeated here in this event.
What a game. What a way. Which Team Cheyenne always taking that same form that we've seen from last week. Atlas 22, 9, and 6.
Again, the
Sakura
MVP.
15-10. Q 15-10. And on Tokyo, not bad for a Sky team using the util to get everyone going to their sites. Cheyenne, despite being at the bottom of the leaderboard here, still working well with the team here with his utilities and securing everything of the win for Team Cheyenne. Truckcoon, not a bad effort for Team Nice here. Truckcoon doing well, 13-5-2.
Yeah, great performance.
18-13 for Sube, 10-15 for Forza, Twix, and Remy the Rat to to round it off, the one that impressed me the most here is Forza in Team Nice, to be honest, and also Truckun, not bad.
Was there something in particular about those players that kind of really impressed you? I guess, you know, were they the ones that were able to sort of hold their own when it came to the firefight the most, or what do you sort of think?
For the final 2 rounds, Forza impressed me the most is mainly he didn't got panicky. From what I can tell, he didn't get panicky and started like roaming towards the other side to just like recoup. Stood his ground, gets like 2 in the end before dying, and like gets a whole round for Team Nice, which gave them at least like 1 and a couple of rounds to get some momentum up. Although it wasn't enough because of the power of Atlas and Sakura and Q. Still, like, it's such a good effort from Team Nice there. They should give themselves a pat on the back there. What a good round.
Yeah,
what a
absolutely. Absolutely give themselves a pat on the back. Well played, of course, by both teams. You know, that is going to be the first loss of the event for Team Nice, but Team Siam are just currently showing they are too strong. Looks like in kind of all the matches they've played so far, it's been quite difficult for anybody to really take them past the, you know, even halfway when it comes to the point spread. 13 and 5 here in this match for Team Siam. That is going to make them 3-0 when it comes to this league. But I can also talk about some of the other results here. Of course, we mentioned Team Jacob JG and Team Shenanigans Shoot getting default victories there in round 1. But Team ARCZ versus Focus GG, 13-3 to the side of Focus GG.
Focus
Nice
GG. I
to
wonder
see
what
that.
happened there. I believe like this was like the team that was this one of the teams that had to lose due to default, or I don't know what happened there. But
Focus
a
GG?
13-3 is nothing to shrug.
Yeah. No,
I'm not sure.
I think looking at the results, they have dropped 1 match. Must have been last week. But they obviously brought it back in a big way this week. 13-3 over Team ARCZ. I can also see that Team Changarang have defeated Team Larryton 13-2. And we also have Team Feta73 taking out Team Cryptos 13-1.
Your boys at the University of Waikato Valorante up against Damon Ones. Still going on at the moment. I wonder what's gonna happen on their end there. We kind of miss our boys.
We
Don't
miss
we?
our boys from University of Waikato Valorante, of course, but we will be able to see them again, I am sure. I can also see that Team Snow Blue Chub dropped their match 0-1, so that must have been a default. Team Graphical taking that one out. And we can, of course, see HKCO versus Hungry Seekers, Team Onob versus Team Watts Wong. Both of those matches still happening right now. Someone asked in the chat, who's streaming the other games? Of course, you got myself, and you have got Diggsy K. We're both streaming the same matches, but on 2 different streams, so definitely make sure you give us both a follow. But I think there's another team that are actually streaming some matches too. I'm not sure which Twitch link they're on. Oh, Mashed. And Mashed is in the chat as well, actually. M4SHD. You can obviously go check out their stream.
Oh, hello,
And-
Mashed.
Yeah, so Mashed is also streaming.
Oh, yeah. Definitely one that is very knowledgeable in the game as well. Pop in his chat, go and say hi. Always, yeah, give those people a follow if you want to. If you want some more Valorant goodness, especially for the upcoming weeks as well. And of course, don't forget to follow boy Arashi from Flightless Esports as well.
Too kind, man. Too kind. Yeah. So,
Of course, man.
I definitely had fun having that one going. So that is the first match done for tonight. Siam versus Nice, 13-5. But we will have our next match coming through soon, which is going to be Team HKCO. But who are they going to be playing? Well, we'll be finding that out soon. Currently, they're just finishing up their match with Hungry Seekers, which is on Bind from what I can see. So we've got another Bind match. But yeah, it's still going.
We're gonna have a look at the standings here for now.
Yeah, let's check that out.
It's looking like rank 1 is currently in Team Siam's favor. We've seen them pop off but not trailing behind them, not too far trailing behind them is Team Vizsla and Team Nice on that top 3. To round out that top 4 is going to be Team Boosted.
Of course, this is just after the last set of matches. Of course, we are still finishing up round number 3 here in week 2, so these standings will probably change quite soon. Once it's all finished, we'll be able to see the definitive top 4 for the current week, but we still need to wait and see how a few of these matches go, because we actually have a couple other undefeated teams. Team What's Wong and Team Onob have not lost to anybody so far, and they're playing right now. So I have heard that Team What's Wong are quite strong. That was an unintentional rhyme, but Team What's Wong, we will actually be streaming them next week, I believe. So
this is going to be
I
an
don't think I
interesting
told you
one.
that. That's the intel that I've got, so we might be able to check their match out next week. But yeah, they're fighting Team Onob on Ascent currently. So not sure how that has gone. Long matches, yeah. Still people that are going ham.
Well, it is going to be like a long match. Probably a few overtimes happening over there, based on the timer. If it's past 44 minutes already, you know it's a nail biter over there. I wouldn't be surprised if we are going 2-digit scores for rounds on both sides. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Pretty wild stuff, people. Pretty wild stuff. But don't leave your seats just yet. We do have another match for you coming very soon. HKCO are going to join our stream, and I'm not sure which team they'll be facing, but we'll find that out for you soon. In the meantime, grab yourself another Red Bull. I know it's getting a little bit late, but you know, still, any time's a good time when it comes to Red Bull. They should make that their new slogan, I think. Any time's a good time.
Anytime's a good time when it comes to Red Bull.
Yeah. I maybe that breaches some sort of health standard somewhere, but nonetheless, Red Bull is a great drink, and they are a great sponsor. They are running this Red Bull Homeground. You know, we love to see it. But New Zealand Esports are the team that you want to be. New Zealand Esports Hyperfiber League, one of the key components of making this event happen, so big shout out to them. And of course, Aegon by AOC, one of the other sponsors here. So if you're in the market for a new gaming monitor, check out Aegon.
Some good old refresh rates in there for your setup.
You got
Is
yourself
that
an
what you're
Aegon
currently
monitor
rocking
just
on
yet?
at the moment? Oh, I am planning to indeed. I heard they're actually good. They're actually pretty good as well. In the end of the day, I'm currently just like, we're all strapped for cash, but
Yeah.
Aegon, I got my eye on you.
You got to get yourself a Aegon monitor. Your money might be gone, but it will all be worth it. So yeah, definitely go ahead and check that out. I think one other sponsor that we don't see on the stream at the moment, but if you check out the Faceit website, we can see they are part of this. Logitech. So Logitech, I'm actually currently using a Logitech mouse. So that's you know, pretty cool to see that a company that I am currently supporting is also part of this event. As well, Logitech obviously making computer peripherals for such a long time. Believe it or not, I actually got this mouse. It's like a wireless mouse. I got it for free from work. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, much love to my company for giving me one of those.
I'm gonna pivot you here real quick in turn and try just ask you, like, in terms of obviously we had like a whole like week break from like our first week at Red Bull home ground so far. Is there anything else that you currently like learned from picking up the game since last week?
Ooh, you know, great question. I'll be perfectly honest with you and say that my time was split in other directions. I actually had a big Tekken tournament over the weekend, second win, so I had to practice up for that, which I came 9th place out of 90, and
Let's go.
yeah. So I mean, could have done better, but that was where my focus kind of lied over the last bit of time. So haven't really been able to really put in the hours just yet when it comes to picking up more skills on the Valorant field. But I am definitely learning more things as time goes on. I'm seeing more of the agents and seeing more of how these stronger players are utilizing them, which is obviously great to see. But how about yourself? Dixie K, you picked up on anything new? I know that you play this game quite a bit, but you picked up any new skills since that time?
It's not really common knowledge at the moment, but I'm doing a lot of analyst work for a team from Melbourne called Prevail.
Ah,
I'm currently their esports analyst, and
let's go.
yeah, a lot of things going well towards that side. The Valorant team there are very nice, very accommodating. Of course, I do my best there to do their analyst work and a whole lot of like and in the world of research and thanks to Uncle Google, you can actually get to like learn a lot more in the game that you like what you might expect. Um, Other than that, it's a whole lot of like watching a lot of pro matches. Abyss is a new map that came out, so automatically like it's my job to actually find out like what is the nooks and crannies of
Hmm.
the corners of this map. Hope to see this map show up in this tournament somehow in some shape or form. Um, yeah. Apart from that, I am pretty excited on what this act have in store for us. A lot of changes happened in terms of the agents that were to like say like reworked. ISO getting that shield buff, Neon getting that shooting error buff during her slide animations. Um, Ray's nerfed for the verticality and towards the end, but as you see in these games so far, it's not affected at all in terms of gameplay. Still getting that good shots, still getting that satchel bumps from one spot to another. A whole lot of plays still being capable despite Razor's nerfs there, but in the end, it's all about the teamwork it's all about the teamwork and how you combo your abilities here in terms of taking the sides and going for gunfights here. And you gotta love seeing it with these top teams here at Red Bull Homeground.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to see some plays like you've never seen before when it comes to this caliber of players. Like I was saying earlier, I think Dixie K can probably appreciate what these players are doing, maybe a slightly more than I could. I think there's some next level nuances to what these players are doing that I can't even fathom. But nonetheless, first of all, sounds like you're making some big moves there, Diggsy K. I love to see it. I hope the esports analyst role keeps on working out for you there. Sounds like a pretty cool thing to be doing. But hey, for the people out there analysing these matches so far, I think that first one was pretty good. And we have another one for you coming up, of course, very soon. We have some more results that have come in, by the way. Damon... Wait,
Ooh.
what do you say? Damonis? Damon 1S? Either way, they took out University of Waikato Valorante 13-2. So, good job for that team. And Team What's Wong defeated Team Onob 13-6.
Ooh. 13-6. What a good scoreline there. That's an actually interesting one. I wonder what happened there. It was a good 40 like ish minutes of gaming that's been happening and towards that match. So it's gonna be interesting. Hope we get to see them sometime during this event.
Big
Probably
gaming
next
indeed.
week or so.
In the next week or so, perhaps. But if you do look at the standings now, we can confirm that there are 3 undefeated teams here. That means, every other team has dropped the game. There are only 3 that have yet to be beaten by anybody. Team Siam, Team What's Wong, and Team Visla. Currently, the undefeated groups here in Red Bull Homeground. Every other team have lost at least one. But, that's okay. We are here in week 2. There's still chances for teams to win some matches. Of course, there are a couple of teams that have not got their first dub yet, but it is still possible for them. But if you're looking for the top dogs, Team Siam, Team What's Wong, Team Bisla, those are the ones to watch.
Definitely. And in terms of like standings like these, like for the 4, 5, and 6 and everything like around the top 5 area, even though that you have like the same score line in wins and losses towards the other teams, winning a lot of rounds here is much more crucial, especially when you're dealing with this kind of standings here, mainly because you want to get as many rounds as you want to get your good standings up there. This is probably why Damon Ones are currently in the top 4 spot, together with
Yeah.
Team Cheyenne and Watswong and Vizsla, the top 3 here. That's what etched them out. I believe it's just winning more rounds compared to the other ones that won 2 games as well.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That is the way that things are currently working. But a reminder for anybody out there who doesn't really know what is going on when it comes to this event. We're currently in a Swiss bracket stage, which means each team plays against 2 other teams every Tuesday night. We're in week 2. We've got 4 weeks of the Swiss. And basically, you keep on fighting teams that are close to your skill level. So if you're undefeated, you're most likely fighting another undefeated team in your next round, until you get to a point where only one team is completely undefeated, and then they start fighting the team that's kind of closest downwards from them. But anyway, we have 21 teams. Only the top 4 will move on to a final double elimination bracket, which is going to start in August.
Ooh.
That is going to be weeks 5 and 6 of this event. And so here's hoping myself and Digsy K will be able to cast those double elim matches for you. But that is where sparks are certainly going to fly, because of course you get to the top 4, you make it through to that double elim bracket, you make it to the top 1 spot, you're going all the way to Tokyo for the next stage of Red Bull Homeground.
That is one place that there's no room for error over there. You get to Tokyo and you're going to be facing the best of the best over there. Ooh, it's going to be a nail biter there for anyone that's winning this New Zealand qualifier here.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Whichever team makes it to that spot, yes, they're going to be the cream of the crop when it comes to New Zealand, but they have to be so stoked to be able to make it there. And I know, second place would hurt when it comes to an event like this, but every team that has entered this Red Bull Homeground event should be really proud of themselves for stepping up and giving it a go. Even if you don't get the result that you want, even if you don't find those dubs when you're hoping and praying you can have them, as long as you're giving it a go, that is what matters the most here, people. But so far,
Most
we do, of
definitely.
course, have 3 clear top dogs: Cheyenne, Watswong, and Vizsla.
Yeah, in going off of what you're saying there as well, participating in these events gives you like your good portfolio of highlights as well that you can show off, whether to your social media audience or even sometimes some scouts who are actually looking for players to pick up for their pro teams. So, yeah, make sure like if you're in a tournament or something like this, especially, be on your top, be on your best performance. Be on your best behavior as well, and you'll never know. You might get picked up in one of these just because you all decided to just like go for it, and that's not a bad thing to do.
Your esports dreams could come true with an event like this, and I think, of course, we have to thank all of the teams involved for making this event happen. Of course, Red Bull Homeground. If you're not drinking Red Bull, what are you doing? Make sure you get yourself one of those. But just for people that are watching the streams right now, if you're wondering why we don't have another match for you to watch this yet, the team that we're lined up to watch, Team HKCO, are still locked in an intense battle with the Hungry Seekers. That is actually still going. It's the only match from round 3 that still has not been completed. So we're just waiting for that one to finish at the moment.
Ooh, makes me want. It's currently still ongoing, but damn, a lot of matches already done. But it looks like their one is like looking like the most intense one so far.
I think it would have to be. It is the only one that is still in progress. So you'd have to wonder, maybe they've gone into overtime. Maybe there's been, worst situation would be maybe there's been some sort of technical error that's caused problems. But overall, just itching to see what the result is here. If we do look at the leaderboard, and this is just the facts. This is not trying to be mean. HKCO and Hungry Seekers have not won a match yet, but one of them is going to get their very first dub over the other. So waiting to find out who is going to take this is going to be very exciting to see. But it also will be exciting to see what team they end up playing against next, because we can't find that out until the match ends.
Well, it's even though that you're just currently looking at the Faceit website and just looking at standings at the moment, it's currently still like, it still feels like a nail biter almost. Like all these like scenarios just popping in your head, like, oh, what's going on in there? It sounds like it's looking like a back and forth. You just painting all your stories in your head, just like a possibilities of like what type of scenarios can happen each round to actually go for this long. 60 minutes is no slack for a game.
No slouch whatsoever. Like, I mean, what would you say would be kind of like the average time that a match would take when it comes to Valorant? Like, you know, you're saying 60 minutes, kind of out of the ordinary. Where would you normally sort of find that a match is wrapping up?
Around 30 minutes and 45 minutes, right around that ballpark, is what would a lot of Valorant players would say is their general it's like the general ballpark of what a game is like. If a game is going past about like an hour, that means that you're going to be testing your mental fortitude there as a player yourself. It's probably a whole lot of like back and forth, a lot of like mind games being tossed around at you, left, right, and center. Even me, it's like just thinking about it already just like boggles my dictionary.
You can feel the fatigue as well. It's like, you know, this is something you have to consider when you're playing something for this long. Because the thing about a game of Valorant, like if I think about fighting games, for example, I'm playing a game of Tekken. A game is normally over within like, you know, 3 to 5 minutes, right? So 3 to 5 minutes. That's it. I can put the controller down for a moment and have a breather. When it comes to a game of Valorant, you're locked in to this match until a team has won 13 rounds. And so if you're playing for 60 straight minutes or more, yeah, your brain is definitely going to start to feel that pressure. So, big ups to these teams for even being able to get to this point.
Well, don't even get me started, because I got news for you. There are overtime rules in this game as well. Just because you reach 13 rounds doesn't mean the game is over. You need to win by 2.
Of
if
course,
the
yes.
score is really too close. So if it's 13-13, you gotta win by 15 somehow. But it's looking like a whole lot of chaos is happening between.
I feel like that must be how
and
it's going,
HKCO.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only explanation that I could think of, and this is why like it's going to happen for about an hour or so. It makes me wonder what the scoreline is gonna be like. If it's gonna be like past 15, oh my god. If it's like a 20-20 score, oh my lord, it's gonna be a hectic one for one of these teams actually. Depends on who gets the win here. HKCO, rooting for you here. Hopefully we get to see who you are going to be matching up most. Hopefully they get to get a good recoup here. Both of these teams are in for a treat just right after their game ends. They're going to have to need like a good amount of rest.
Absolutely. I think
even
yeah, well,
probably need to like grab some water after that game,
yeah,
or
if
even
not
better,
a water, a
grab some Red Bull.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna need. I would probably be thinking Red Bull would be the better choice if you've been locked in for this long, because the brain waves are probably starting to feel a little bit misty at the moment. So we need to clear it up. Red Bull's definitely going to get you there. For the people that are watching the streams, obviously both myself and Diggsy Cave, thank you very much for your patience as we're waiting for this next match to come through. I believe all of the teams are actually going to be in the same boat right now, because we can't get the next set of games until the round is completely over. So we're just going to keep on waiting here until we see that game 2.
Oh, Mash, thank you so much for the follow. Holla at your boy. Mash is one of the streams that are currently going through these games. I'm assuming Mash is one of the people that is currently waiting right now to get a game started. Unfortunately, HKCO and Hungry Seekers are currently still going on at the moment, but it's gonna be a nail biter for this one. I really hope they're okay.
Oh
In
my
terms of like
goodness.
fighting game scenarios wise, like what would be the most? What would you say would be like the most exhausting, like or as like at least tense part of fighting games in terms of being in a tournament setting? Let's just even say IRL.
Yeah, I mean, even think about the tournament that I played in over the weekend, Second Wind. It was a Tekken World Tour Challenger event. So if you're unfamiliar with Tekken World Tour, it's the big league that all the pros want to play in. You know, you get invited to the finals, you're playing for a big amount of cash. It is where, you know, the absolute creme de la creme when it comes to Tekken players are going to be at. Tekken World Challenger means you get a whole lot of points when it comes to that leaderboard if you can take out the event. And we had Rangchu, one of the best players in the world from Korea, head over to Wellington in New Zealand. And in the grand finals, he took on Yagami, who is the best player in Oceania right now. They played in grand finals. Rangchu was on the loser's side. Yagami had actually beat him in the first time they played. But Rangchu had to reset the bracket by winning 3 games, and then he had to win the tournament by winning another 3 games. So that is already, obviously, you got to think, you know, I got to win 6 games against somebody to be able to win for real. It's a lot on the old noggin, and especially when it ends up going down to a game 5 situation after a reset, which is what happened at Second Wind. So that means they not only did Rangchu have to win 6 games to be the champion, he also was on the verge of defeat. After, I feel like, how many of the games did they play in the end? They played like 10 or 11 games before that tournament actually ended, so it can be a lot. Yeah, you gotta find ways to adapt, and not only do you have to find ways to adapt, you gotta find ways to sort of stop your opponent from being able to read what you're trying to do, which can be harder and harder to do over time.
It's like that's what I imagine too. It's especially going through a loser bracket run, going for that bracket reset, and then winning the series after that reset as well. And it looks like it's, by the sounds of things, it's also like a nail biter too. A lot of back and forth.
It
I
was
believe. Was it like a best of 5?
Dude, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Like, if you go on Twitter, if you go on Twitter and you look at where's the place that clip was posted. I will find it for you. But there is a clip from the tournament where you can just see the whole crowd going absolutely wild when it comes to the last game of the event. There was a round from Yagami, which is probably one of the best rounds of Tekken that I have ever seen. It is insane. I'm trying to find it for you at the moment, so that I can share that with you. Yeah, here it is.
Looking forward to that.
I'm just gonna chuck it to you on Discord. But for the people that are in the chat, I'll also post that here, so you know what I'm talking about. But you just listen to that crowd. You see Yagami is on literally 1 HP against a completely full health Rangchu, and he managed to bring it back. It's crazy. On the verge of being eliminated from the tournament.
Sweet. I'll pop that in for the crowd. Here on my stream, we'll have a look-see.
Yeah, the crowd just absolutely erupts.
Let's have a good look on what Tekken is all about. Woo! Oh my god!
You just see the way that the crowd, the way the crowd just goes crazy at the end there. It is mental.
Oh!
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. I know people watching the Flightless stream right now are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? You're not even showing the clip. It's because I'm just not, I'm not talented enough as a production person on my stream to be able to get that to show up. But anyway, watch the clip. I've posted it in the chat. That tournament was insane. Unfortunately, Yagami does go on to lose after that round, but you'd be thinking that he just won, you know, the best round of Tekken in history. after something like that.
It's well, it's a lot of footage for Rongchu to base off of. He definitely sharpened his skills there on that event as well. It's not
Yeah,
um
absolutely. There's, you know, a lot for players to take away. Like, if you're playing in a set like that, as intense as it is, it also gives you a whole lot of, you know, footage to be able to look back at afterwards to see, what could I have done differently, and how can I sort of change things up the next time that I play. But damn, this match is still going. You refresh the page, they are still
it
playing right
is.
now. It's still going.
What is happening there? They're playing volleyball with our feelings here.
HKCO and Hungry Seekers looking like it's the best match of Valorant of all time. They are still going right now after an hour and 15 minutes.
And this is the same map that we've been to not too long ago. Let's see if I can pull up some of the players from HKCO here. With good old tracker GG.gg here. Fortunately not able.
I'm just
That one.
refreshing my page over and over again until I see some action.
Ooh. Action meaning just like a shift in numbers.
Just some numbers popping up on the screen, but you got to think, man, this is hype. This is hype.
This this is something. One of the team members is of HKCO is actually peak radiant. So this is
Oh wow.
probably, yeah. So makes me wonder what is going on over there. I am excited to see Rexo on Team HKCO, currently at Platinum, but his peak was at Immortal 2. A bit of a difference there in terms of current rank and peak rank, but it is what it is. A lot of... Let me check one for Oni here. When it comes to Oni, he's currently Ascendant 3 and currently in Immortal 2. Also part of a contender team, a premier team from the contender division called the Oni-chan Clan. What an interesting name for a premier
Oni-chan
team.
Clan. Okay.
There. Now we move on to DKOCE. Grabbing here on that one. And DK has the profile private, which is good. So we got access to three of the players here. One is currently still unranked, but had a peak of a Radiant. One had a peak Immortal 2, and one is currently Ascendant 3 and peak Immortal 2. So this team is no slouch either. There might be a bit going on here. I'm gonna check the other team, which is currently Hungry Seekers, for you in terms of rankings. We are gonna have to look for.
Yeah, no numbers changing on that screen so far. It is this match has to be incredibly intense.
Grabbing a check here. Nothing on Andrew Love, but we are going to shift next towards Ari, who is... I'll be able to tell you what Ari is currently in terms of rank right now. Ascendant 1 currently is an Ascendant 1. Peak rating is also Ascendant 1. A lot of Jet played in this account, which tells me that this is your duelist for Hungry Seekers. Ari, hashtag Mochi. A duel, probably the most likely duelist for Hungry Seekers. If I go to another tab here and go for another search. Green Alien is looking like the team's Sage player, Peak Ascendant 3. Current rating is currently at Platinum 3. Interesting. Over here,
Oh,
you're gonna love.
I got something to
You're
say
gonna love.
before you get
Oh,
into
yeah.
that. 14 and 14
Mm-hmm.
is the current score between these teams.
Oh man. Well, you know what I said about overtime? That's what it's gonna be.
That's what it's gonna
For
be.
someone to win, for someone to win that, it needs to be 14-16. First to reach 16 will be up there. Or at least needs to be 2 ahead. Green, alien here, grabbing that one. Now we're going to have a look at a player named Asian Hard 123. If it gives me something, ooh, a Diamond 3 player at peak. Interesting one for that one for Hungry Seekers. And last player to round off Hungry Seekers here would be Scorpio. Hopefully I can get some info on that. Last active in this account 7 days ago. Picking it back up, starting at a rating of, current rating is Ascendant 1, now at Immortal 2 over there for Scorpio of Hungry Seekers. Looks like it's going to be their Sentinel player here. Yeah. Giving me a good idea on what each of these team comps are currently.
It's a solid lineup for sure.
It is a solid lineup indeed. It's a lot of, from what I can tell, from what I've seen so far, a lot of picking up the game just after going for like a massive hiatus can actually affect performance hugely, especially at an event like this. Especially
I
if you're like peak radiant.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can kind of look in that and like look at that situation in 2 different ways. One thing is you take a long break, you come back, the game has changed a bit. There are new balance updates. They've changed some of the agents. You know, there's new maps. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you kind of need to you need to learn, and then stuff you need to relearn, like you know, old habits you might have forgotten how to do. Some of the things that you're normally really good at, and that can be quite tricky. But also, taking a long break can help you come back and play something with fresh eyes. There might be things that you kind of were making mistakes on before, and you come back into a game and you're able to sort of think about things a lot more clearly and figure out how to do things a little bit better than before. So there are both positives and negatives when it comes to that sort of situation, but you've got to obviously try and keep a positive mindset if you want to be able to take the dub.
Ooh, definitely one of those cases there. I'll have to see if I can start. Okay. Ooh, current score is currently 16-15.
16-15. Oh my goodness me, oh my.
And it looks like it is going the way of it's going the way of HKCO here. If they go for a 17-15 scoreline here, they take out the game. Hoping that is the case indeed. Oof.
We're almost ready to get that game going for you people, but in the meantime, of course, massive thank you for all the viewers for, you know, remaining patient and sticking with us here for Red Bull Home Ground. We're in week 2. We are waiting for the 4th match for us to cover. I guess it'll be the 3rd one. We only got to cover 1 last week, but anyway, we're heading into the 4th match for these teams. Big thank you to all the teams that have come out to play. 21 teams in this event. Only the top 4 will make it into the double elimination bracket, and only 1 makes it as the champion and gets to go to Japan. Big thank you to the teams bringing us together. Red Bull, of course. Red Bull Homeground, that's the name of the game. New Zealand Esports helping to bring this together as part of the New Zealand Esports Hyperfiber League. We also have, of course, Aegon by AOC for some of those crispy monitors. And we have Logitech helping out with some of those computer peripherals. So big thank you to all of those people for your involvement.
Game 1 just finished, and
finished?
it looks like we're gonna be up and towards another game pretty soon. Let me check that score line in there for the bro. Looks like a very hectic match too. If it does show me, yes indeed, the score is 17-15. Oni 29-27-10 for the KDA here. Scorpio from Hungry Seekers, haha, getting a 40 bomb. Score for the KDA for Scorpio of Hungry Seekers is 40, 21, and 1 assist. That's a lot of effort to that's kind of a heartbreak for Scorpio there, getting a 40 kill streak and losing in the end. But massive props to Hungry Seekers there. I am definitely excited for this match now.
Damn, what a showing. So HKCO did manage to take it out there, people. 17-15 was the result in the end. HKCO picking up their very first dub of the league. And, of course, Hungry Seekers did have to fall gracefully there against HKCO. But to, you know, make them feel a little bit better, they did get a bye victory there in the end of this round. So they're done with their matches for tonight. Hungry Seekers can jump off and go to sleep, and they do have their very first dub when it comes to a default victory. However, let's look at all these next matches coming up. What we're going to see is Damonus taking on HKCO. That's going to be our stream match, but we've also got Team Nice versus Focus GG, Team Feta73 versus Team Zero Salty Zero, Snowblue Chubb versus Cryptos, Boosted versus Graphical, Shenanigan Shoot versus Changarang, Larryton versus Ayachsi, Visla versus What's Wong, and Cheyenne versus Onob. By the way, Visla versus What's Wong, both of those teams completely undefeated right now, so one team is going to go up 4-0 in the league, which is going to be pretty cool to see.
It's going to be epic for that one. Can't wait. Wish I would be able to watch that one. Hopefully Mashed has a good view of that one. Shout out to Mashed, who is streaming the other games as well. Also,
Yeah,
massive shout out to my
Mashed.
partner here, Arashi of Flightless Esports. Definitely, even though it's not his realm, he's still going hard on the streams here. Definitely one of the streamers that you want to watch out, especially if you're into fighting games.
Appreciate that a lot, Digsy K. Big shout out, of course, to Digsy K people who are watching the Flightless stream. He is the Valorant master, who is basically picking up 90% of the work when I'm coming in with like 10% insight. So yeah, Digsy K. Big ups to Digsy K getting involved in the esports world. Of course, he's coming through to streaming, doing a great job. And he was just saying before that he's picked up a bit of a position as an esports analyst for a team in Australia, by the sounds of things, which is really cool to see. So if you're a Valorant fan, make sure you give a follow to Digsy K. If you're a gaming fan in general, Digsy K is the guy to watch. When do we see Arashi in Valorant? Great question. Well, definitely not as part of this event. I'm telling you that. But nonetheless, I'll be here to do some comms for you.
Well, definitely one of the ideas that was thrown around on my way was to at least probably put you in like a one-on-one scenario, just like learn one of like the agents that you want to give it a try. At least if like one of the games just ends up on a default and we have to most likely just kill time, and I'll probably do that once if we cross that road one time.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good idea, actually. Of course, when we have matches like what we saw before, we could not predict how that was going to go, people. So, of course, big thank you for your patience there. But an overtime match like that, you know, pretty crazy to see. But yeah, next time we got something like that going on, you'll me and DZK can jump and have a bit of a 1v1 or something like that and see how we go.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I will do my very best to hold my own. But nonetheless, people, we're going to get into our next match very soon. Demon 1S versus HKCO. If we're looking at that matchup, well, if we look at the standings first of all, I'm just going to call him Demonis. Demonis currently 2-1 here in the league. Demonis 2-1 in the league. And HKCO currently 1-2. So, one of the teams could end up going 3-1, or one of the teams could end up going 2-2, or 1-3. I guess Demonis would be the favourites heading into this match, but HKCO, with their leader, Fu2K, graciously allowing for us to stream their match, so big thank you to them.
A lot of stuff working well on towards this end. It looks like we are going to be having a player swap for the team of HKCO. Majestical looks like they're gonna be going in today, replacing someone from their team. Not too sure which one, unfortunately, but
we had them on the
like
screen before. I think yeah, I can't even remember what their name was. Sorry, but yeah, so Majestical is going to be jumping into the lineup for this match.
Oh, that's a good one. Lineup is now being finalized. 2 minutes 30 remaining on that one. I'm gonna be jumping in to some trackers to give you some insight on what Damon One's lineups are looking like in terms of players. We're gonna be starting off with Wisdom Cats. Wisdom Cats rocking it for Damon One's a Radiant Peak, and current rating at the moment is Ascended 3. By the looks of things, it's looking like he's either going to be their Smokes player or their Sentinels player, in terms of what they're going to be playing. I could be wrong, but this is all predictions at the moment as well. Players starting to jump in towards the lobby.
Yeah, so we saw a player change on HKCO side, but it's changed back again. So DK is back on the lineup.
Oh, welcome back, DK. Good to see you again. And now it's the map banning phase. Damon One's looking for a ban here. It's gonna be tricky. They're the ones who has been waiting for a while in terms of lobbies. They get to have their break, and they probably got to get their strats going here, and that includes the map vetoes as well. I wonder what they're gonna be cooking up here in terms of banning a map. Here, let me check a good one. Lotus would probably be a good pick for Damon One's here in terms of picking a map. Let me check one of their players' stats as well in the form of Gone from Damon One's. Nothing showing up on my end towards that, which is okay because it brings me to another player here in the form of #sleep. We're gonna be needing one of those pretty soon. It's it's going in towards 9:30 currently here in New Zealand. Shout out if anyone from Australia hitting up Flightless's stream or Mashed stream for these games. Z's #sleep currently Immortal 2 in the peak of Radiant. Not a bad player, but seeing a lot of wins in terms of their Cypher, which is one of their, which is safe to say is one of their Sentinels for the side of Damon One's. Gonna go to another tab here to duplicate and to see what they got in the form of Nove here on Damon One's side. By the looks of things, Immortal 3 peak rating still have yet to do their placements, but showing a few games of both Raze and Neon. Nove might possibly be their duelist here. And gonna go to another tab in here for my viewers here to have a look in a player called Psych playing for Damon One's here. A lot of Raze games here, but I'm gonna count the Sova and Sky games here. This shows that probably Psych will probably be the Damon One initiator being played here, giving a current rating of Ascendant 2 and peak rating of Immortal 2. And I believe that's everyone on the side, or at least what I can get from the side of Damon One's Wisdom Cats. Z's, Nove, and Psych showing their prowess on what they can do here for this game. Damon One's currently still banning.
Still banning. That. Yeah, okay, the timer is about to run out. And looks like Icebox is gone. Abyss immediately banned by HKCO, not mucking around at all. So it looks like Demonis. I'm just gonna say Demonis. I think that's the easiest one.
Demonis. Yeah.
They're back to the ban phase. We're down to only 5 maps remaining. Bind, the map we saw before, is still in play. So perhaps we will see that happen. But looks like yeah, Demonis are really taking their time when it comes to carefully crafting out which map we are going to go to. I think you were saying before Lotus looking like it might have been a good choice, and that map is of course still in play as well. But we have to wait and see here, people.
In terms of maps, Lotus might be a good pick for Damon One's here. Sunset might be another one. A little bit lacking on that side, but it's either Sunset or Haven that might be good for this particular team. From what I can see across the board, Damon One's really playing out the time here, really wanting to probably exhaust HKCO as quick as they can mentally here.
Oh, that's brutal. That's some of those mind games coming into play. HKCO just come off of an overtime match. They're coming straight into another game, and the Demonis taking their sweet time deciding which map we're going to go to, getting into the other team's head a little bit. Well, you know, we got to assume positive intent. We got to be thinking that maybe this team is just doing this just because they are really careful about which map they want to go to, and you know, there might be no malice involved. But at the same time, this could well be part of the strategy. It can happen in any sort of game. You know, not exactly something that we would advise to do for yourself, but icing out an opponent is something that can happen across any sort of sport, I think. So, let's just hope that's not
strategy. But karma is karma. Be careful once you try to do that strategy too. It might come to bite you in the end in the game itself. This is pretty much the break that HKCO that they need to get. This is their time to probably like go for a bathroom break, grab some water, or even better, probably grab some Red Bull.
I think that's what they're going to be doing. I think they're all going to be cracking open those cans of Red Bull right now. I don't know what flavors they got. Dixie K, what's your favorite Red Bull flavor? Tell us right now.
You can't go wrong with a good old default blue and gray. It's always my go-to when I go for like a quick stop towards the dairy when I usually like I don't usually have a car. I usually just rock the commute and I rock
Yep.
with going to places with my legs. Um,
Nice.
a good old regular Red Bull is always good for me. If I feel a bit spicy, we'll try that sugar-free ones.
Ooh, okay, good choices, good choices. I think,
And what about yourself?
yeah, like, for myself, like, I know the classic flavor is, that's how these brands get started, They've got to have one classic flavor that everybody can go back to. But for myself, I'm a really big fan of trying out the kind of unconventional sort of flavors that come out, and I think Red Bull have some really interesting ones. It almost seems like they're trying to give you, um, a really wild sort of variety when it comes to the, flavors they come out with. I think it was like pear and cinnamon is one of the flavors they have at the moment. When I've gone overseas, they've had different Red Bull flavors as well, but Juneberry has been one of my favorite ones to try. The Juneberry flavor, which I don't even know
Juneberry
what a
flavor, what?
Juneberry is. I don't know what that is, but when I drink a Juneberry Red Bull, I'm thinking, damn, Juneberry got to be one of my favorite berries of all time.
Oh, what would you describe the taste of a Juneberry Red Bull would be like? If you were going to compare to some particular taste that you're familiar
You know what? I feel like it's kind of like sort of like a blue raspberry sort of taste.
with.
That's probably the closest thing I can describe it to. If you get like a sort of tart, a tart sort of sour. I feel like it's almost the same adjective, but anyway, it's that sort of get your taste buds dancing a little bit. Juneberry.
Kind of like a
Big
Sour
fan.
Patch thing.
And yeah, pretty much. And I'm looking into what other names there are for a Juneberry. They quite look like medium-sized blueberries, but they're actually more closely related to apples and pears. That's what Uncle Google is telling me. And Juneberry apparently tastes like a unique flavor that combines several different popular fruits, including dark cherries, blueberries, apples, and raisins, with a finish of almonds. What the heck? Anyway, that tastes good though.
Ascent is gonna get banned by Damon Ones here.
Yeah,
and
we've
now it's
got
like
that decision coming through.
HKCO.
Enough about that Juneberry. But yeah, so Ascent is out of there. We're down to just Haven, Bind, Lotus, and Sunset. So waiting now to
Now it's
see.
HKCO's turn. Heaven's still up for grabs in there. Damon One's looking like that's their comfort pick in terms of maps by the looks of things, or I could be wrong. Bind still, we might have another Bind game. We've already seen the amount of plays that can be done in Bind, the amount of strategies that can be put through there as well. Lotus would be a very interesting one. A lot of revolving doors would be the gimmick for this game, on top of it being a 3-site map as well. And just to round off the available maps, we also have Sunset, which is a bit of your good old conventional map for in the form of just 2 sites and 1 middle path to go through on that side as well. Haven is another 3-side map, with the gimmick most likely being 1 having a long side to attack to, and 1 having good corners in the form of that A side, and B side having a very tight spot to plant in the bomb, but it can also be converged and get flanked in 2 sides in the form of the defenders going from both A and C. And yeah, this is what's currently available for HKCO and Damon Ones for their matchup tonight.
Okay, so we could have some pretty interesting choices there. I am definitely liking the sound of Lotus, so kind of hoping a little bit that that's where we are going to end up. But yeah, HKCO were very quick to ban Abyss earlier. I guess they just don't want to deal with the newest map in the roster, but taking their time a little bit more when it comes to picking their next ban here. During that time, I can say that we have had another result come through from this round. Feta73 have got a default victory over Team Zero Salty Zero. So,
Ooh.
yeah, not sure what happened on that one, but that does mean Team Zero Salty Zero are done with their matches for tonight, and maybe not with the result that they desire. Feta73 also done with the matches for tonight, and they are going to go away with a dub.
Team Salty most likely going for that nap time already. It is currently 9:44 p.m. here in New Zealand. Looks like they had to wrap things up, and it's not easy having that kind of probably like conditions. From what I can tell, some of these players are a mix of New Zealand players and Australian.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
One of the play requirements in jumping in towards this event is you can have a maximum of only like 2 Australians
Two
on top
Australians.
of and the rest of the team has to be New Zealanders. If you have a full team of if you have a full team of Kiwis, that will most likely be the route as well if you want to go that route. But yeah, only 2 players from across the dish if you're gonna be picking one up from Australia over there. That's what's going on currently. HKC, 46 seconds remaining in regards to banning a map as well. We're also looking at the lobby right now. It's starting to get full. Only one person remaining in terms of joining that lobby. Looks like we're gonna be having a game on our way pretty soon. 20 seconds remaining for HKCO to ban a map.
Okay, it's the time is starting to count down. I'm just looking back at the results too, as of course we discussed earlier. Feta73 and Team Zero Salty Zero finishing up their week 2 of Red Bull Homeground. Team Zero Salty Zero walking away 1 and 3 currently in this event, and Team Feta73 are currently sitting at 2 and 2. So good for them. I think, of course, keeping in mind, you play 8 matches in this event. 8 matches. If you lose, like, if you lose 4 matches, you hate to say it, but that is going to mean that your chances of making it to the top are likely going to be very slim, especially if you have a team that is sitting at 4 and 0, which is going to happen. One team will absolutely walk away tonight 4 and 0. We have, of course, Watts Wong versus Vissla happening at the moment, where one team will walk away undefeated, one will suffer their first loss. So that's always really exciting to look at. But let's go back and look at those bans, because something has happened here. Bind is gone. We are not seeing Bind. No Bind this game.
One thing's for sure, we are guaranteed to find a new map to commentate in this new set of games. Definitely
Yes!
Haven looking like a good one, Lotus a good one as well, and Sunset looking like a spicy one as well. It's one of the more recent maps that that Riot has released for Valorant. It's the second latest one, right next to Abyss.
Exciting stuff. Okay, we love to see it. So, the newer the map is, it could potentially be the harder one for this, for the teams to manage. But basically, you want to pick the map that you are most comfortable with. It could be a new map, but you could have sat there practicing it all day, every day, and in fact, it might be one that you like a lot. So, whichever map these teams decide to play on, they got to make sure it's the right choice. We've only got a Haven, Lotus, and Sunset to choose from.
In terms of release maps here, Sunset will probably be the latest one out of this 3. The next one would be Lotus, and the earliest one would be Haven. Haven being the one that was launched together when Valorant was released. However, Haven has been out of the map pool as well, taking that into account. So a lot of people probably miss Haven. A lot of people will probably be picking that map most likely. but I'm not gonna be mad whether if it's like a Lotus game or a Sunset game as well. Um, a lot of strats are already like set for um, the map of Sunset. Haven is a bit of changes, but not much really in terms of like structure of the map. So I'm excited to see some Haven as well. Lotus is not a bad map as well. I'm actually excited for this one. You'll probably love the gimmicks uh, of breaking walls and revolving doors for this particular map as well. If whichever way you look at it, like any of these maps will probably be a banger.
I see, I see. Well, it looks like these players, though, have got a bit of chatter going on in the game lobbies. They're apparently not stoked about this stream delay. How much delay's on your stream? Same as mine, right? Like 20 seconds.
I have a 60-second delay on
you're on
my
60.
end.
Okay.
I am literally making sure that no one gets to no one gets to like stream or stream snipe the games on my end here. Definitely 60 seconds is such a long time. Like if you're gonna be stream sniping, not that I recommend you to. 60 seconds is such a long time in the game in-game time that you might as well just be playing the game yourself to get an advantage on, at least from like my end, from my perspective anyway. Not sure about 20 seconds. I've never really tried to like stream snipe any games at all, nor have like any experience of it. But yeah, any stream delay is gonna be set for these games. Definitely. No advantages given here. No handouts.
That's good to know.
Just
Okay,
hardboard,
so
guys.
turns out we are required to have a 180-second delay.
180-second delay.
Apparently, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, they don't want the match streamed.
Ooh. Do we have to just leave it currently?
Yeah. I
Alright,
mean,
bet.
what we could do, we could I could end my stream and just restart it, like chuck the delay on and go from there. But that's good to know, people. I did not actually realize, we weren't told anywhere. It sounded like we weren't told it's gonna be 180. It's just been posted on that Faceit page where the bracket is. So that's obviously, you know, part of the learning curves when it comes to this sort of thing. But that's all right. We've got to sort out whether or not we're actually going to stream. It sounds like they don't want it streamed in the end, which is
okay.
maybe a little bit tricky because I thought they asked to be streamed. Anyway, let's sort this out.
I already left the lobby as well,
Yeah,
so
same here.
yeah.
Oh well, that's all good though. Let's see what we can do. Well, we know for next time how much delay we got to have. So I think that's a key thing. We know for next time we got to be on 180 seconds. That
I
seems
think
like
I'll still be able to do it on my end, and they're actually just asking for me to go to just the attacker's coach position, but I don't think I'll be good towards my end anyway. But what I can do at least is probably screen share towards my end here. I'll just screen share it towards Discord for you.
yup.
On my end, hopefully it's well. That can be sorted out for you as well. How's everything in there?
I mean, I can see it. I'm just trying to think, like, because my stream's obviously on 20-second delay. Like, is this something that
yeah.
is that gonna be
is it gonna
kosher?
Okay, just to be safe, it's probably safe for us to just end it here in terms of just for um just for um just for safety reasons. If
Yeah.
people, yeah, that'll probably be the good way to go as well. Um, I'll just let the other guys know. In terms of fairness, um, they
All goods, all goods. Well, because we have a little bit of dead air at the moment, yeah, as we're saying, people,
yeah,
a little bit of a mishap when it
yeah.
comes to how the stream settings are going to go. We know for ourselves for next week's event, we have to have a 180-second delay going on, which is fine. You know,
Yeah.
mistakes happen. I don't think it's had that much of an effect. Well, we'd have to hope it has no effect on what's happened so far in the event.
Mm,
But of course the stakes are high, and you can completely understand the players being a little bit concerned where they say we don't want the stream to happen. We're worried about what's going on. We don't want anybody being able to watch the stream and snipe us. And so, you know, totally fair enough. But that does
all
mean
good.
we will drop it here for tonight. Thank you, of course, to everybody who did come through and check it out. Hope you enjoyed that first game between Shyam and Naish. I thought that was a pretty good one.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to how we're going to close this out, like, I think I will... Well, we'll both decide on a mutual moment to deafen here, and then we can say farewell to our streams. But obviously, a big thank you, Diggsy K, for your work tonight. Really, really appreciate you jumping on to commentate with me. And the insights that you're providing to that first match are incredibly, incredibly valuable. So, hoping that we get more of that heading into week 3 next Tuesday.
Problem, no problem. Also, massive shout out to Arashi of Flightless Esports as well. Shout out for him to actually just jump in, learn a new game, and if you're looking for some fighting game goodness, feel free to check out his stream as well. I believe you are streaming another time, probably tomorrow.
Yeah, so we got Street Fighter 6 going on tomorrow, actually. We're doing an event called the LPL
Ooh,
Showdown, so there's a Street Fighter 6
nice.
tournament happening tomorrow night. Not sure how many people are going to show up, but that should be a good time, so definitely come through and check it out if you are a Street Fighter fan.
Other than that, so before we end our stream here, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Red Bull, um, for sponsoring this event as well. Massive shout out to New Zealand Esports and the Hyperfiber League as well.
Absolutely. Big shout out, of course, to Red Bull, New Zealand Esports, and the Hyperfiber League. Aegon by AOC, and Logitech also part of this event, so make sure you show them some love too. But I think now is probably the perfect time to make like a banana and split, as they say. So,
Yes, sir.
big thank you again, Diggsy K. Make sure if you're following the Flightless channel to also go chuck a follow to Diggsy K. I will repost his channel in the chat. But I'm going to deafen here, Diggsy K. Thank you again, and I will say goodbye to my stream.
All right, have a good one.
Peace. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Yeah, a little bit of an, technical oversight when it came to that last game there. The players said, no, we don't want the stream. You guys haven't got the delay on properly. It wasn't kind of perfectly explained that we had to have an 180-second delay. But that's okay, it happens. It happens. We will make sure that is fixed for next Tuesday. And if you're wondering who the teams we're going to see next week are going to be, we're going to start off with What's Wong. Team What's Wong is going to be the first team that we look at, so we'll have to find out who they're playing against later tonight. But yeah, that's the end. We will see you tomorrow night with Street Fighter 6 LPL Showdown, and a big thank you to all of you for supporting. See you next time.